Malawi today.
Tamia Ja. When you follow story ya Tamia Ja, there's a connection ya Tamia Ja and Bushiri.
Iyayi ndi nkhani yonena kuti pamene Alexius Kamangira wachoka poyambana ndi Wabakiri Mulus TV padakali pano walowa kwa Tamia Ja. Sitidziwa kuti chimene chikuchitika ndi chiyani, koma omo ndi mmene zilili. Masiku ambuyowa kunabuka chinkhondo choponyerana mawu pakati pa Alexius Kamangira komanso Bakiri Mulus TV. Lero tikudabwa kuti Alexius Kamangira watchulanso dzina la Tamia Ja, ndipo zinthu zimene watchula mmenemo ndi zinthu zoopsa kwambiri, makamaka potengera ndi zinsinsi zimene waulula mmenemo. Koma Tamia Ja nkhani yamupeza, ndipo chithunzi chimene mukuchiona apachi ndi zimene walemba Tamia Ja kulemba makamaka pofuna kungoonesa kwa anthu kuti nkhani yamupeza. Koma kuti Tamia Ja wala kwanji, tatiyeni timumve Kamangira kulakwa kwenikweni kwa Tamia Ja.
You can't fight corruption. This sana apitirize ndiyankhule ku mchichewa chifandifuna ndiyankhulani Tamia Ja komanso ndi Bakiri Mulus amene wa ataundimva bwino mchichewa. Choyambirira nchonena kuti Tamia Ja ndi mwana onena kuti ndikumuziwa kumene akuchokera, family yake ndikuiziwa, and life yake ndikuiziwa. Kuma nkhani ya public sindingakambeza family yake and where she comes from, her background and who she is as a human being. Koma ndikumuziwa. Koma chimene ndingakambe nchonena kuti there have been many times where Tamia Ja walandira ndalama kuchokera kwa chifoni ya mpinganja, and this is not he. So pali ndalama zimamalandira zimene mmaziwa anthu zimene amanena eka za public. Walandira ndalama kuchokera kwa china chacha Tamia Ja. When you follow story ya Tamia Ja, there's a connection ya Tamia Ja and Bushiri. There are allegations actually which I'm waiting to prove, and I'm going to look into it. Kuti Tamia Ja Bushiri, Shepherd Bushiri are connected. You know, how far connected they are, that's a different story. Now, these people, my point is that in Tamia Ja, they benefit from the corruption. In fact, there's an allegation, Guti, many DPP in 2019. Do you remember 2020? Do you remember when there was an allegation of Daniel Anadi Papero? One of the people that were also mentioned in that allegation, which was never pursued for whatever reason, it was never pursued by the MCP government. They never pursued Daniel Anadi Papero. Koma Daniel Sanali eka Papero pamene pajabo ngati anali Papero. Aina Tamia Ja, there was an allegation that. So when I am making an allegation to which I don't have proof to, I mention this is an allegation, and that's for a reason. Naiwala zoti ndikuyankhula Tamia Ja. Ndikakhauri ndikukamba zinthu zimene ineyo sina ndilibe umbono wake. Ndimanena kuti zinzokumva ndinamva chonchi. You know? Ndi ayina Tamia timvane pamene. China chimene ndinganene za Tamia Ja. Tamia Ja, she amapanga live double standards, double life standards, where she amazipanga present kuti ndi lesbian, kuti yeyo attracted to female females, which I don't care. I don't care. I don't care what she's attracted to. Komano panga deep in her life. Umapeza unena kuti akuzembera ndi mbambo uyu nyamata uyu and all that. But beyond that, in his mezo ndibe nazo nchito. Twendi nazo nchito nchone audio. Anungata ina Tamia Ja, they don't help even the community those that have age towards same, or those that are involved in same-sex relationships, because in an environment ya Malawi, the way people look at people that are gay or that are lesbians, they look at them with an eye judgment already. I'm a judge. And in Tamia Ja, what they do, they rub off on that judgment instead of maybe educating the masses if they were interested in that. So the Mutosa Funigira, in many regards, even including her own community, the community that she claims to belong. You know, why am I mentioning these things? I like to engage in enough masula mutu These people can't do that. All they will do, Alex Suzy, see lawyer. Alex Suzy, the content creator. Okay. So what? I'm a content creator, so what? Why do you want to put boxes and limitations? Why? You know, people are very scared of what they can't control. You know, people are very scared of, especially systems. So, my kujabo, and was in the Alexius Sangambangi control. Alexius will do what he wants and how he wants it. You know, including and how many they follow me and they support me. I've said I don't have a press team. In a press team, anyone who thinks is my press team hasn't understood what I stand for. And I don't want a press team. I don't want people that worship me or that. I want people that understand what I'm saying and act. People that hate corruption and act against corruption and help in the fight against corruption. People that care about the poor people. People, and I'm in the concern. Now, let me just tell you quickly, because it's in front of how younger. Bagiri Muzi TV, Hazel Bello. I finished him off. That's why in the morning he said he would do Walanda Bejanga. But I did a way of cross in the morning. I mean, in the morning. And then that's when he started changing. No, I meant to go to pass information. You know what information he says, pass information the Minister of Finance and how we manage and there you copy what I wrote. Okay, achina mbagiri muuzeti ndita mia ja. Don't know their brain ndio ngono wambi. Like the brain yodi sinapangire develop. And sinapangire develop because they have chosen not to feed the brain grows amalawi. Brain yanu imakula ukama ibanga feed with the right things. The right things, knowledge. Feed your brain with knowledge. Then imakula. What I did with Bakiri Muzi was to expose him who is indeed working for Manamvega. Because he was quick to talk about Manamvega's issue. Two, he lied. He has lied to you with information when Manamvega and the minister this period and the person here. You did a thing which year Manamvega was Minister of Finance in like Malawi didn't want to hope such for yani. Like Malawi, I say, why are you stupid? Why are you this? Dino more timanya dino zi moment dino zisiru dino zisele kwete jifanya kabena malola uta hazubanga cheating at zisele kwete bani. The information you need to Manamvega when he was a Minister of Finance. It's out there. You don't even need to. Why can the whole TV, you know, Bagiri News TV says that nampasa information ya boss. Are you serious, Alexis Kamangira basi? For him to know when Manamvega was a Minister of Justice, I went now based information one to. The information that I get people is information that I don't know, and the information I give Makayo kuza corruption, and not you know zoning a minister narindan. So I betted him. So nampasa ka nyambo. Yo ja waipa na nyambo ito. Dampanga cross-examine yapa social media. I have put him where I wanted him to be. You see, because he has, let me give him information on Manamvega, you know, which he might not know. And I wrote about the minister and all that because I had to break in. I don't know what these people are talking about. What's the problem? Tamia is Zanuzo. Zimene muli na Esther. Munizo ngati muli na zote mukamete. Kamete ni nuyo. Esther zonde. Leave my beard alone. You shouldn't come on this page to talk about how I look. You know? Leave my beard alone. When I want to cut my beard, I'll cut my beard. When I want. You know? What you say doesn't matter. That's what I'm saying. Doesn't matter. Because hey, you look nice, you're looking great and all that. You know, so it's about how I feel and what it is. And this beard is a reflection of the status of the situation in Malawi. It's chaotic, you know. Then the other day I was talking about organized chaos. Malawi, chaotic chaos, you know, like Chibwana, Chan Chombolend. The manina wanena kuti the Mwanamveka alipa hat ya Malis Hotel, Komanos analipa hat ya MSB. This is how Mwanamveka was pa hat ya MSB. Chambila chunena kuti for many years Mwanamveka anali CEO wa MSB, you know, anali CEO wa MSB mpaka na 2010. Information imene mukoza ukaipeza Malawi ngati mazuwa research singabe mpe Tamia jaka bena Haswell bero kuda bange find out is for the sa research. I think is simbali yao sangazi ziwe kuti yanga pange bwanje ndimena kupangira zimzawo. Now kumene uja anapanga kuzake zake zachisawa Mwanamveka uja Jose Mwanamveka, as if that was not enough. Being another namusankayo kukhala secretary to the treasury. So as secretary to the treasury, you are key because the government had a bank MSB inali aboma. So ngati secretary to the treasury, Mwanamveka ndamena upanga ma decisions. So ngongole zose the bad dates that he gave, ngongole zose ngongole za akija umbava mena napanga ifa isina ni ngongole zimana mpasa muri he stole ma billion a Malawi, and who helped him steal those billions is Joseph Mwanamveka, you know. So mpaka na 2012 Pamene late professor Bingwa Mtalika died, Mwanamveka anali secretary to the treasury. So my decisions are majidika o baralika, and even when we talk about the bad loans that were going to the Moody brothers, the problem naliaja ya Mwanamveka. Pamene a good ogonwe anali minister of finance and decision yo gulisa banki inali mutamena ndi influence yambi anali Mwanamveka. He was in the cabinet and I think anali good trade, anali minister of trade sindi kumbukira buno bwino. As I said, when I'm talking about things I'm not sure, I do state come I think you anali minister of trade, but he was a go-to person and anali kuda matamanga underground, I'm a pusher, you know, which comes as to the issue of MSB. With the MSB inali ndima banki, I mean inali ndima ma branch zikulosi from Sanje to Chitipa. FDH banki inali ka banki ka Ntumba ka, inali banki ya Ntumba, you know, ndi banki ya Ntumba inabizuri ya kukula chibanki chokazigiga kakali kuti kunali mavuto. Kuma even chaka chimene chichi anabanga profit ya 300 million. Mavuto analiko nditu. Kuma the most viable business pamene popo between FDH bank ndi MSB, it was MSB. Nkhani ya FDH bank ndichita kuipangira tsiku lake ndiforokoze kuti mwe musandisokoneze. Koma ndimangofuna kungochosa umbuli wa Haswell Bello. The last point I want to make on Haswell Bello, chimene chavuta chimene anosimukuziwa nchonena kuti njinga imene tikunena kuti number plate yake linayika kuti ndi extrail. That was betting as well because maika kuti yo jabange correct and he corrected ndikubwesa so chinjinga chitapa mufuse kunena kuti njinga imene ndi andani. So if you road traffic ati basa information, Haswell Bello owns that bike and he owns other njinga zakabaza. If amapanga ma business and njinga zakabaza ama apasa antu mago. So I've known him, then bagiri muzi, Dr. Bagiri muzi, munthu amene akuuza zina lanu takupasa information through your people, mundi information, do something, papa. I chair, do something. If you don't, if you act, but this is what I chair when shares. For that's your name. Ineo muntu wambanga dineo Alexius. Kudi muntu aziuza zina anga Alexius Kamangira. Pa Facebook muntu mabanga zambimbi. I'll be alarmed and I'll do everything to get hold of him. Bagiri Muzi TV, many DVB in a winner. He came out. Kumafuna nugudaje now. So that's when anazibanga naziduka muchigoba muja kumapempa kutani. Ndi muntu wopempesa ka. Akunena kuti ine ndikupempesa through GoFund. I don't need money from Malawians. I am asking money for fighting for the Malawians on corruption. So that's the difference. Ine as moyo wa ineyo ina moyo sote ineyo moyo sote andi sinimafuna zambiri moyo wanga kuma zambiri zondinazo zokwanira. But I will ask and I will continue asking money because the work that I'm doing, I'm fighting for you. If you can't see that, don't get involved. But you can't shame me for asking you to give me money to fight for you. Ndekuti mudu mwana sungugwira ntchito ndekupepera kumeneko ndekuchizeteyo uchisiru umene ukupangisa unena kuti muziro la mabanki azipanga withdraw 5.5 billion. Now nkhani ya lero ndiyo kuti chani ndakhala ndikukamba ndipo ndikuyankhula kunena kuti abale anga Cashgate sinakachitika ku Malawi popanda mabanki, popanda Reserve Bank. So Reserve Bank was part of the problem. So I've done research and I've done a paper, and one of the sections of the paper I discuss abnormalities, normalized abnormalities. Normalized abnormalities muchichewa titaonena kuti zinthu zoziziswa kapena kuti zozizisa thupi zimene tinangozivomereza kapena zimene timangozenga ngati kuti nzanomo ngozenga kuti nzabwino bwino, zinthu zimene zili zoyipa zimene timangozenga ngati zabwino bwino, zinthu zimene zili zosamwitsa koma zimene timangozenga ngati zabwino bwino. Libereke mwachisanzo kumalawi kuja kumenya wakuba kupha wakuba usati kumenya wakuba kutingwena kuti kumenya wakuba komanso kupha wakuba ndi zinthu zimene mwina timaziona ngati we normalize timangozenga ngati basi nimene zimakhalira koma zimene zija ndizoopsa ka imene ndi crime ka. Munthu mukapeza wakuba ndikuyamba kummenya kuyamba kumugenda mpana kumuotcha mwapha munthu ka imene ndikupha ka. That is not different from munthu amene wampeza in terms of the act itself, the action sizosiyana ndi munthu amene walowa nyumba mwa munthu ukaba kenako ndikumupha munthu amene akambera ucha ose amakhala apa including iniyo ngati mukumupha munthu. So whenever you see people wakubayo kuyamba kumugenda miyala kuyamba kumuotcha, you should know kuti you are a murderer. Ndi munthu wakupha kaya. It doesn't matter why you are killing the person you are killing. What is important is kumupha munthu yo. Normalized abnormalities, normalized abnormalities. Zinthu zimene tazivomereza koma zizolakwika timangozipanga chifukwa chonazo kuti ndimene zimachitikira kapena kuti basi tazinyanyala nyake. Ku Malawi kuli ma normalized abnormalities kuti normalized abnormalities ngati 2020 tinanena and the court tinanena kuti there was a fraud that affected the integrity of that election, to the fact that they nullified that election. That criminal fraud that happened, no one was held accountable to it, and no one asked mpaka na panoba. Mene dima vote 25 mu September. Panachitikasi kuti isi zinaende bwino, panali chinambalala, palibe amene kumawamangidwa kuti amene anapangisa chinambalala ndani. Aina vitu mbiko umumba anapangisa kunena kuti my press briefing, we got this. There are issues there to the point where dashboard times dashboard and that time is also Wandam Sisha is greatly involved. There is some money that went through, and there were some promises that went through between leadership times the MCP. They had planned anabangas and planned manabanga yokuza zama elections. But there was a plan that they had done. And in Kani Jai Makatera Wachikoba J and Chikoba ndi Chakuranata Griza Nagai Zojita. Kuma Chikoba, he was wounded. From 2024, Chikoba has been walking. He's not himself, he's half done. Chimene tikudigira panopa ndione kuti maloya adzuke no and anthu kuzuka. What Kwima said yesterday, to me it is God. When you see Kwima saying what he said. It's not about me, but it's about the cause. What he said is good. Kwima is a lawyer. Was serious. I need zage. As many minutes kumuyangana. Chan nina club also, and I don't. But he went above that. He went above that, and I am so grateful, Kwima, for what you said. The reality, the truth. You know, the truth sets you free. The truth sets you free. And I'm expecting Namadingo to rise above petty things and above his wants, his personal wants, and to love Malawi. Because especially Namadingo and information Yambi on money laundering. He knows so much. You know, he knows so much, and he can save this country. Fuel, walk up by 6,000 and all that. Teacher money now, marketing, according to global marketing, according to global politics, international issues, Iran, US war. But the main issue is that the buying power, Malawi, is weak. We have a weak buying power. And I mean, we don't go fuel, I didn't go take it, go fuel. I mean, we giant carry fuel, Jama market. Teacher money now, we can justify. Though, tika ona supermarket ipo pale ma issues amene leader of opposition amazabwelesa kunena kuti ma prices could grow across the region is wenda by leader of opposition amene ali wakubaso simplest chichola ndi wakuba. And you see, normalize the abnormalities of manenas. Simplest chichola does an interview pa TV kumanena za chuma chake, and anthu amene timaziwa za mini crime imayendera kuchita kuona kuti this is crime. Simplest chichola pa TV baje amaonesa nditu mbumboni wachuma chokuba. You know, this guy is not intelligent. Simplex. And anyway, it's a reflection of our society. Most of us see for Jenjira, for Zizira, and for Aturo, and Malawi Hambili. Komando Muzuga, Sumnati, Tikutira, Maza Algen, and Fridge. Mazi, Zizira, eyes, Tikutira, Namala, Tikutira, and Dibo Muzuga. Chakajagan, Ginojo, Chakajagan, Taviagan, you know, generation again, Tikutira, Mazo Zizira Muzuga, and Patu Amala. Simplest comes on TV and says, Dindi Malima, Dibo 100 hectares. When you look at the place Mama to stage, people building image by 10 years old. When you analyze, people 10 years old, 1 year old, 2 years old, 3 years old. The period you may are the Minister of Finance. Chichola maendela Toyota Corolla Pompano. Before he was a minister, you know, before Chichola, Simplex Chichola maendela Toyota Corolla. Oh, how did he become a billionaire, a multi-billionaire? You know, by interview, me Jaidan Water. If we were serious, I may not mangi, I mean, Jamena mangi, me not go to parliament because money is on TV, and you can analyze if you are a prosecutor, a serious prosecutor, an investigator. You can analyze good money. So he has ways that he can't explain. Land manager, Boma, APM, Mancho Sasso Bidiminta, Mumbweze Rese Bidiminta, Ngambweze Rese, don't persecute her, pretty same position, Yabuino, Mumbweze so Mumpone out the movement. For me, to be now. Mumbweze Rese APM, because Mancho Sassino Bidiminta, and it was only one Joseph Bidiminta, when you see APM. Kuma APM, you can't continue to sleep on the job. You can't. You can't. And you are sleeping on the job, Mr. President. You are sleeping on the job. And you can't continue because of Section 12, because this power is our power. The power that you have is our power. So this is guys who trust yet trust yet ya field ya foga kuyambano chinabala, and you not handle it. Ajina Justin Saida Jasudanga Bangina Jose. Those people will never appoint. They don't have any power. You know, they don't have any power from the Malawians. What I'm driving at in Zonena Kuti, I fear. I'm going to go to Chola with Gendamas Maze Jazo, building major island bus. Tingo Island Dilado, Tizidi Majimanga, Chimanga Mejo, Tizidi Sam, and top prison. You find out what Admark Beminda? Why do we every year want Admark Guraja Guja? Why don't Admark Kuzera Mujani, green belt. Why don't you make street? Because we spend money on green belt, we spend money on MADEF. If you manage Yuba, Matenga 40 billion, 40 million. We spend money on fertilizer. Tima Kuphedwa banga spend ndama bazumpanzi mwezo. But it's also seasonal when it goes back to the pockets of the politicians. Now, can you make magamba? Let me bring you back. Issue. Ndione na kunena kuti mabanki atu pada jitika ifani magamba nkani ya normalization of abnormalities kuti tima zisia zinzuri ziziswa zosamwiswa ngozisia kuti ni many zili and we move on. Then magamba za mabanki ndipo mabanki wa magamba nkani ya cashgate kuti cashgate itachitika. It was clear kuti cashgate singachitike opanda jani mabanki ndi reserve bank okhala pati kuthandizira zigawenga zija. Now my point is kodi zitatero tinachita jani, what is as a nation tinapanga jani titaona zimene zija. You see kunena kuti sitinapange malamulo okwanira bwinobwino. So malamulo athu alipo odi atamagwira ntchito koma ndioperewera pang'ono chifukwa tinayika kuti pang'onopo malamulo athu amathandizira ndipo amaonerera umbanda kuchitika. So timaina kukhala ndi limit for instance ya withdraw kuti munthu angapanga withdraw ndalama zingati. Panopa chimene nacho njoti ma institutions amangopangidwa notify amaina azisilo kuti pali chancha ndipo pakhala mbola kuti adabwa amaina kupanga hold kuti no, don't do that transaction blah blah blah, which in this case didn't do. And that's where the National Bank of Malawi has a lot to explain. In fact, National Bank of Malawi owes the nation its money. Ndalama zimene zinatuluka 5 billion 5.5 billion na National Bank agwena kubweza. The National Bank there's no way that would have happened without them knowing kuda kupanga jani. And one day I remain from my information it reviews now tiku limozi unatuluka 3.5 billion. 3.5 billion. Now, the failure of us having a limit of amount of money that one can withdraw from the bank is one thing which enables the corruption. But why have we failed? It shows the legal reform here too. There's also corruption within legal reform. You know, many law commission there's corruption in the law commission with what it prioritizes, which laws to look at and all that. The cartel is so deep, it's so institutionalized. Komano, it's not impossible to deal with it. We are dealing with it. That's why we are analyzing and bringing these things out in detail with vivid examples. Zinzokazigika zoti muta kuziona ni maso or kuziloza ni maso. Zinaso muta kuzigwira nditu 3.5 billion mukuziwa kuti ndi ndalama zambiri bwanji. 3.5 billion kwacha. Do you know kuti olukunyamula kwake kuti uinyamule 3.5 billion? So the bank has to explain. Obviously there are cameras janjan panopa CEO wa National Bank should be arrested. You know, here on the minute I would lose the anyamata amene apanga zimene zikutaji na Yusufacha. What you must know is this. Antu amene amakauda akubait, they are not stupid. And but then kumalawi kuja aguba amakala they are legless. Chifajani, the system is too porous. They are amakala legless. Nifaja ina Karim Monsoa Karim they don't care. They just do basi. Baka denga drama mbanki muja pa 2000 kena kuma gulisa antu pa 5.5. That's what Ajina Karim have been doing. So these are the people that are bringing down our economy. Ni magamba za buying power ya fuel. The buying power has been affected because of Karim money laundering schemes, because of the forex externalization. It has been buying power in Malawi has been weakened by Bushiri, money laundering, and all sorts of criminal activities that he engages. The buying power of Malawians has been weakened by the conduct and the criminal behaviors and the activities, clandestine activities by Pinganjira and Trifonia, Tom and Trifonia Pinganjira. And then there are others as well. But I'm mentioning Antobwerabu, Akabwere, you know, and my family my hegemonic cliques, they are and they are connected to the others as well. You know, never know my enablers of these people, blah blah blah. And the banks, they are now moving away from just being an enabler and ukano or mudiru ukao guba. Also ukano enable, right? Kuma kusandu kano ukano mbali mozi wa guba. I keep on mentioning Zinsinsi versus Mr. Mo, an Indian versus an Indian, an investor versus a criminal. Mutamela mabandrama ku MDF ndipina kuli kose. Amena na mponda we kumkhanyirira. Pomponderera Mr. Mo amenali, you know, an innocent investor. Paka na wanobe ya kuvutika tu kuti apeze ndalama zawo. Andi maloya amena kathandiza achina Zinsinsi mukazi kuti ndani ndomwe watu achina wapona kita. They are the same people that were, and wapona kita is a money launderer. Do you know that? Bala ijainu mungu wala ngadumbira kwa sangaveli. They are using the bar to launder money. Mukabange malipoti amena majoka mpaka amena mwa kuta kugulisa bwanja achina wapona kita. They are laundering money for people. They are washing money. Wake up, Malawians, wake up. Basi mabita mungu kita au kubelani nsonko yanu gaya. Zintu zimene zizi zikuena kulandidwa ndipo zalandidwa. It's just a matter of way. The good thing is amazika pa Facebook ndipo my pictures now zimapangidwa ndipo ndapangapo comment kale kuti these things will be taken away because they belong to Malawians. Ndi akubulisa umphawi not only for this generation but for generations to come. That's how evil ajina popona kita ajina gift katundu are, and all that are associated with Kita and company. And that's why the other thing that you must know, the beneficiaries of corruption should never left, you know, just for, because muntu amene akugwira ntchito kuwapona Kita Kita and company sangane ne kuti ine ndi degree kuti sindi maona kuti it's too obvious. If you lay people and hold this anabange bolo amaona kuti design da bwanje kani ngena tan na ngoyenda kanji kani jakuzapezeka kuti yathera ajina Mo, Mr. Mo suffered injustice, lost billions of money in Malawi kwacha under the gun by Mr. Zinsinsi because what? He controlled the system. Like he was able to call the police, he was able to determine how immigration, anabanga bribe wa police, mkulu wa police, mukuziwa ina, anabanga bribe mkulu wa immigration, banga bribe, everyone being bribed. Mabanki are part of the people that are bribed. See, this bank in the corruption, you know, a crime scene. Now, National Bank is under a crime scene. So the CEO of National Bank, I repeat, the CEO of National Bank has to be arrested so that Adibasa and Yamada Amadusa 5.5 billion. And the West still, they were releasing the 3.5 billion while we are already discussing the issues already in the public eye. Hotel in Greece and Chile wouldn't bomb and bed in the arm. So they were knowledgeable participants. Sindi kufuna kuti ndiyambe kupanga prosecute case pa Facebook because I don't need to go that deep, but ndingofuna kutamba sonena kuti apapa palibe kutithawa, palibe kutipusisa Malawi, nkhani ndiya straightforward, nkhani ndioneka bwinobwino nemuone no chitsiru umene amatitenga amwenye amene wawo. Baba mulondera ndazi nzake, they didn't call Yusuf. Do you see why they didn't call Yusuf? Mabilioni amene amakatusa wawo muona ngana mabida kutiko. Mabilioni amene awa amakatusa maona amakajesera anthu kaya. Why did they have to take 5.5 billion cash? Mukuona ngati cash imapita kutiko. Imapita kwa ina baba mulondera kaya. Imapita kwa ina Noel Libiba kaya. And I'm mentioning my leaders as bad resources really because this is nothing to do with MCP Kapena DB. This is about Malawi. And these people know. So SB Banoma, igwena sugunena kuti mene zalipoda azibangira anthuwa. Osamwirana Zamba, osamwirana Yusuf, munogo, kani mupanga bwanji close inquiry. Osamwirana Yusuf. For God's sake, how? Oyo kunena kuti ndino anthu opanda nzeruko sizingathekeka zimene mwapangazo. So now we have a reason why simunaitane anthu amenewa ndifake mumangolimbikira Chambezi this, Chambezi that, because you wanted to make Chambezi the sacrificial lamb. But it's clear what you're doing. Zimene mukupanga ndesi tikusiyani achina baba mulondera ndazi nzana. Na uchitiri umene amatitenga amwenyewa mpaka na kulimba mtima kumapita ku court. Ndikupita ku court kuja. So zimene zichazo, those are calculated. That's how they do. And amapita kwa kujawo kuna kaudi Manda. Ken Manda was still commercial court. Anakapita kwa Ken Manda. Ndipo anakachosa jani injunction yose, freezing order janakaichosa, freezing order anakaichosa kuichi restriction order kuitairawo kwaiponya toilet ndugeje mla bufu bwezi achina ya Yusufu mafuna kuti akangotenga injunction ija achose ku drama zose zimene zilipo mu account azituse amadrusa Malawi muno tuli Mozambique tikuziwa anthu ake ndo moyo amwenya amene ali down mu amabwesa reporting ngati akuenda ndi ndalama zoti agwisa ku shop. Nditu ndi ndalama zama misongo yanu akuberani. Ndi ndalama zama civil servants za pension fund. Amwenya akutuluka nazo makangana ngati agulisa siku limene akuchapa ndalama za agalo amenewa. Asatana, asakwi, agulukunyinda. Amwenye okuba. Amwenye onunkha. Ndo onunkha chifukwa cha khalidwe lacho, onunkha chindikhalidwe lawo. Ndipo limanunkha likhalidwe lonunkha lomango abera Malawi. And Malawi ndinopusa chifukwa you are allowing this. Mukuchita kuziona zinthu zikuchitika. And who are the neighbors? My executives akubank. They are Malawians and they know what's going on. All they want is to buy a 4x4. All they want is to buy a Rapture, 2025, 2026. And that's all. Stupid people. They have a wife or they have a husband, they have kids, they have family. They don't care about that. They are thinking about a beautiful holiday Abunyanja. That's all they are thinking. That's how much people can sell our country. And Pamene our Yusufu investment. Ndikupita ndi GK Associates. Gabriel wa GK Associates. Ndio pano maina kumanga Gabriel because Gabriel walandira drama kuchoka ku America zose zilika kuti drama izizi mukuti chani because asatinamizi za legal service kodi inu mukunena kuti chani ndiye akupita kwa even how the case was started kukayamba ku civil case yonena kuti malamulo ali clear, so the lawyer either should be called to disciplinary for incompetence or for corruption, but the Malawi Law Society will be quiet. Because why? Even the Malawi Law Society, the Malawi Lawless Society, is part of the system imabanga shield corruption, and it bites those that would really want to fight corruption like me. They'll be quick to look at Kamangira kuda kuyankhula pa Facebook. Bullshit. Ndalama zulusi na 5.5 billion kubanki. Let me tell you one secret. The Malawi Law Society moved over the report ya whistleblower because to them they believe good deal manager amabanga the MCP. So change of government, then they were acting because the IMCP are running. I mean, okay, one of the things that I've said about Malawi society, it acts on popularity, on popularism, you know, it acts on the so kutoka kwa MCP kuja antamba kuona information yoni na kuti anthu anabandama zambiri, everyone is against MCP ati Malawi avuta mandazi avuta, right? You see, that's how stupid Malawians think. Francis Joseph, you're stupid. I'm giving you information that you can't get anywhere. And I'm giving you this information risking my life, and all you consider is that he's making money, he's monetizing the page. That's how stupid. Ujitsiru wa Malawi ndio nina kuti you focus on small things, on unimportant things, and you leave out the important things. Now let me proceed. Malawi Law Society inapanga ripoti manager ifati imaona unena kuti dilu ija mene imamveka kuti dilu ija ndi IMCP and all that. But let me take you back. Hata sanena unena kuti banki ifuna kugulidwa janjanja bantengo odi overblown janjanja banki yo city bwino blah blah blah. Frank Mbeta spoke and said taimisa zimene sizichitika. The Attorney General said this sachitika zimene sizichitika. Nthawi imene anayenda sana mulwese mudiwa. Asa akuziwa kuti kudi kuli chani ukuku. Koma atangoitulukira mbeta ndi pamene anali mgulu ndi Collins Maglasi ndi achinagangana ndi nkhani kuithamangisa. For Collins was part of MCP through my business ogulisa mafuta, ogula mafuta ndi Zamba. Collins ndi Zamba has been like this. And if they look at Zamba in South Africa, how is Zamba in South Africa? For God's sake, what is Zamba doing? Waka 5 years, ali ndicha kwera uja. Or 3 years. Sinambe kuti Zamba wapita kuchipatala. What is Zamba? Like, APM. Mukubanga, mukugulisa, ukulu wanu, mukugulisa mphamvu zanu as a president. It's time to show us kuti proven leadership is really proven leadership, and not proven leadership is proven leadership that failed. So you're just proving kuti you are a failed leadership in terms of proven leadership. So proven leadership can be anything. It can be proven leadership of success. It can be proven leadership of failure. So nobody about proven leadership just naone kuti proven leadership many cha. Koma nani naonena kuti chikamata chaka chawo temu ya antikatu kuziwa kuti direction yanu ndiyo tani. So mukuyankhula is not important, but what you do is what matters. Let me conclude by saying kunena kuti awawa amene amapita su banki, amapita su sorry ku court, kuyuza ndemu werenge tu amene mmatha kuwerengano izi sizikukhuzani achina uje. Muwerenge chigamulo ndichika pa Facebook page komanso mafatsamu mundaisa kugawa nditu. Chigamulo chimene alemba Professor Wilson Kapindu. We are lucky to have such kind of judges. A brilliant judge. Kapindu why can class it why yes information but he was doing that deliberately. Student hajasama ziwa ajina gabu GK associated. It doesn't mean what they didn't know, but that's what they do. Zimene zimakadusa zimene zija and ndama zijamatawisa zimene zijazo. Those are things that we should look at as Malawi law society or Malawi lawless society. That's what you should be looking at. Kuma, they are part and parcel. They are embedded into the corruption. They, as in sound, I mean, you know, my closest buddies, and they continue to take me out of WhatsApp groups. It's funny. They continue to say my group was my lawyers. Also, I am the only lawyer that you should be associated with. You should be proud of, guy. And I'm telling you, I'm the lawyer you should be proud of as Malawi. So, mzindika kusogo kuti ndi lawyer ku Malawi Law Society, member wa two. But you can't see that because you are closed in. Mwasegeredwa, mwatantani. You know, enage andilembera message. Council, is this you? Mwani na udi pachakuti pano National Bank. Yes, ndineyo abusa tamene ine sima embekeza kuti ndineyo it's me ndamvula ndineyo nditumusa sadenka nimakulemekezani koma azizi zimene wapangazi ndikuona ngati kuti sizindauza ziko mkwambiri kule mwana sungani msasanditemekezeso. Give me respect. These are stupid people, stupid religious people, because they are not angry, they are not mad over drama zimezi kubedwa za Malawi za mphawi. They are mad over a word yonina unaudi inundantopusa musanke phuzo lanu tipemphere zinatalenda mwana ndira mzimu ya uli mukhaki watalenda kwa mwana mzimu ya monga panali poyamba sopano masikonse ndi pa nthawi zosatha zinatalenda mwana ndira mzimu ya amen.